Hey guys!
Welcome back to our channel,
Plots with a Twist,
where we discuss books,
amongst other things. And
today
the
is
beginning of February.
Yeah.
Black History Month. It's that time to get into our wrap up, our TBR. Got lots to discuss today, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so you had a good reading month for January?
I low-key did, but it was straight for me. So I'm gonna get started with a book that I am almost done with, but didn't completely finish, but will finish soon. But I'm gonna count it for January. And that's The Paper Palace by Miranda Heller. And that book is about this family who basically goes to this every summer they go to the Paper Palace, which is basically like this, I want to say like, it's not a lake house, I guess like a beach house that their family, that has been in their family for a while. And you know, all types of things start taking place there every summer. And it kind of goes back into the main character. I'm reading the book right now, y'all, and I forgot her name. But the main character, she, Elle, I think that's her name. She, it basically goes back and forth from the present day of her with her husband and kids, or her mom at the beach house, and meeting up with her best friend, Jonas, that she met there when she was a child. And, you know, they have continued on to be friends. And then back to her in the past of like just her family history, basically, and like how it correlates to her life now. And it's very interesting. It's given dysfunctional family history, and infidelity, and just scandalous, all types of stuff. And you're trying to figure out like, where is this going? To me, that's what it gives. But so far I like it. I'm almost done. If I had to give it a rating right now without having the ending, I would give it 3.5 stars so far. So, but I'll let y'all know how I feel if that changes once I'm done. So yeah, that's Paper Palace. And it's a Reeks book club pick. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I will start with the first book I read for the year in its entirety. And that is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. So I had mentioned that I had a few of her books on my TBR list, like just for some time. And that was her latest. So I was like, why not? I read that at the beginning of the month, so let me remember. So it was about this couple. The wife, she gets a free trip to this remote location in Switzerland. I can't remember where it is, but somewhere in the woods, somewhere far off, Scotland. I can't remember. But pretty much the couple goes to kind of revamp their marriage, and it's very clear that they are at a point of contention in their marriage where both of them individually are considering whether they want to stay in this marriage or not. So the story kind of alternates between the marriage anniversaries surrounding the couple. If you read it, you know I'm trying to be vague. And pretty much the wife has written the husband letters corresponding to each. You know, when you have a wedding anniversary, the first year's like cotton, the second year's like tent. So I don't know the years, but pretty much she writes these letters about how she's feeling in that point of the relationship that the husband has never read. And but when they get to the couple gets to this house or this remote location, some sinister things are going on. It just feels very creepy. There's a creepy vibe. It feels like very much someone's out to get them. The story alternates perspectives between the husband and wife, and both of them kind of seem like they have ulterior motives. So yeah, it's just one of those kind of thriller-esque books that you're trying to figure out what's going on here. So that's the best way I can explain it. So overall, I would say it's an entertaining book, entertaining. It has good appeal in regards to just keeping you engaged with the story, keeping you wondering what's happening with this couple. What I really thought, they say she's like a good twist person. Some of the twists were slightly unexpected, but not majorly unexpected. You did start to figure out some of the things as you went along. But what I thought it was initially. You know how this might be spoiling another book, but in The Wife Between Us, where it seemed like all her intentions were sinister, but they weren't. I thought it was kind of gonna build up to be this presentation of, oh, I'm presenting this in a sinister way, but it's actually normal things this couple is going through. Like, oh, I got a surprise for him, but it's actually, oh, a gift. I thought that's what it was building up to, but no, it's actually something deeper going on. Which would have been cute, because it's like, oh, marriage is scary. I thought that would have been cute, but I'll find one of those books one day. But other than that, it's not a deep book. It's not a overly complicated book. It's ultimately just this couple, you're trying to just figure out what's going on in their experience at this remote location, resort, whatever this thing is. And it is what it is. It's straightforward. Nothing special, nothing horrible. It's just a decent book. So I'll say that about it.
Okay, so next book that I read this month was Overdose Dreaming by Xochitl Gonzalez. I don't know how to say the first name.
You should have listened to it.
I know, but it wasn't was it available? No, I did listen to it.
I'm saying you should have went back and listened to how
to say it. True. Yeah, I didn't do that.
I never do it either, so I don't even know what I'm telling you too.
So Overdose Dreaming was a book. It's a book about this Puerto Rican family in New York City. The main characters follow a sister and a brother. Sister, look, I'm cheating. The sister's name is. I don't get to cheat.
I gotta remember.
Oh, Olga, duh. And then the brother Prieto. So they basically, the sister is a wedding planner and the brother is a New York City politician. I don't know if he's like a governor or something, but he's up there. Like he's a high-ranking politician. And it basically just goes through their family, them being abandoned by their mother, who goes off to be a revolutionary type person in Puerto Rico, and their father dies early on in their childhood, probably like around when they were teenagers, from drug addiction and ultimately the AIDS virus, and just how that affects them and their choices that they make. Their mother is never proud of them, wants them to do certain things, and kind of like they haven't seen their mother since she left New York, but she communicates to them through letters. And basically she's always telling them what to do. She's annoying. But you know, them being wanting to still have that relationship with their mother, seemingly try to like please her and do certain things, but it all comes to a head when they start to realize like certain things about their mom and their family history. I don't know if I'm explaining the book really good, but yeah, it just focuses around Olga and her brother, and their relationship and different things in their family, and them just, you know, trying to navigate their lives while also trying to please their like mom, who's just like this like mysterious figure in their life. So I thought the book was really good. It had some moments where I was just kind of like kind of slowed down, but then started to pick up, and I think it was really good at giving you an insight into like both of their lives, like separately, and like how their parents like had an effect on them and what they chose to do in their lives, and in their relationship with each other. And it's a lot of different things that happen, like different climaxes that happen in the book that are, you know, kind of sad, but realistic, but still gives you like glimmers of hope, like not sad to the point of like you just want to cry, but it's kind of like, dang. So yeah, I enjoyed the book. I don't know if I've never heard of this author prior to this. It was one of the most anticipated books for the January, I think, of this year. So I had put it on my list, and it was pretty good. I listened to it on Scribd. I believe I gave it 4 stars, I think, because I enjoyed it. It was pretty entertaining, and had a lot of good moments and necessary lessons and stuff in there. So enjoyed it. That's Overdose Dreaming. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think.
Okay, I'll check it out. It's on my save.
Yeah, get it on. Yeah,
I got it. I just gotta get to it. So the next book I read in January was in anticipation for its release. So I did look at the date. It was not its release. Was in anticipation for the next book in the series. So I read Akata Warrior by Nnedi Okorafor. I think I got it right this time. As if you follow the series, you may know that Akata Woman has recently come out, which is the third book in the series. And I wanted to just make sure I caught up, so that way when I do go to check it out, I'm knowledgeable on what's going on. So Akata Warrior picks up almost literally where the last story ended. So in the first story, they had a lot of the main character, Sunny. She discovered that she had these abilities. She was a leopard person, and pretty much attending classes, really understanding her gifts, and that her and her 3 friends that she ends up gaining create this coven, and they are tasked to kind of take down this major entity that's threatening the world as they know it. So the first book ends with that, overcoming that conflict. So the second one picks up where that ended, like I said, and then it goes into is this threat that they thought they tackled in the first book, is it still looming? So yes, you find out that this threat is very much still a possibility. Sunny starts to really unlock her gifts and really understand just how powerful she is, because in the first book she just discovered she was a leopard person. So it's good to see her growth in the second book, and just really understanding further why she's special, because I don't think I got that in the first book at all. You get what else happens in the second book? Just a lot of, kind of fantasy, war, good and evil, battles, all that jazz. I really can't remember. Well, I can remember, but I really can't put it in and simplify it right now in my mind. But pretty much it just picks up where the next one goes off, and then ultimately just follows Sunny and her friends on their journey to defeat the evil powers that be. So I will say I enjoyed this one more than the first one, because the first one I felt lacked a lot of explanation, and while the second one still lacked some explanation and understanding from a reader's perspective, I felt like you got a little bit more of a glimmer of what was going on. There was a lot more depth to the story than the first one. So I just wish I got that in the first one. So I am looking forward to the next one in the series. I think what does put me off a little bit about it ultimately is some of the descriptions of things that's going on is kind of vague, and you feel like, wait, what's happening? I listened to it, so I had to rewind a few times, but hopefully if the progression is explained as you go on, hopefully the third one will kind of help clarify a lot of things. Or it seems like she's learning. That's what I'm trying to get at. It seems like she's progressing and learning from maybe the feedback. I don't know, but hopefully that happens in the third one, if that makes sense. I don't know. I just said a whole bunch of words, y'all. Hopefully y'all can follow. But I'd say overall I enjoyed it. That was Akata Warrior.
Okay, so last book that I read for the month of January, I was about to say February, was Wahala by Nikki May. And at Kristen's suggestion. And okay, so Wahala is about these 3 friends.
Okay.
I forget I know Simi, Ronke, and Boo. Those are the friends' names. And they have went to school. They're all mixed race, as they're called in the book, Nigerian women, but they're like all like half white. So they kind of bonded over, or their friendship from being like different, being, the only mixed kids in their like group, I guess, when they were growing up. And so they've been close ever since then. And Simi is like, she's married to a white husband who like goes and travels and stuff. And she dropped out of college, but she's, trying to work on her career still or whatever. And then the Boo is married to a white man also, and she is kind of not happy with her life because she feels like she's just her life revolves around her husband and her child, and she's just not happy. and Ronke is dating a Nigerian man who Boo disapproves of because he's Nigerian and she feel like Nigerian men ain't it and just whatever. But and the story just goes through and so Simi has a friend that she had from a long time ago named Isabel, and she kind of infiltrates the friend group and starts causing all this stuff between them. So that's basically the story, and it escalates from there. And the book was good. It had its moments where, you know, you want to figure out what's going on with Isabel and like, why is she being so nice to them? So you kind of feel like Isabel is being a good friend, but there are things where you're like, that doesn't seem right. So, you know, and you find that out throughout the story. The book was good. I did enjoy the writing for the most part. The characters, it read kind of like, I think some of the reviews and stuff compared it to like Nigerian like Sex in the City or something like that, but which I didn't really see because it's completely different. It's just, I feel like whenever it's like 4 women that get together and they're friends and doing like cute stuff, it's like Sex in the City. Yeah. So, but yeah, so you know, much like Black Girls Must Die Exhaust, it's kind of like a friend group like that, and they all have like their different stuff going on, and then of course this other person comes in and kind of turns their world upside down. So that's fine, but the problem I had with this book, and it may just be, I don't know, maybe this is like it probably for sure is a thing with mixed race people in other countries. There was a lot of moments of just like colorism, like texturism, and just like overall anti-blackness like in the book and like in the characters. And I could see if it's incorporated in there to bring like light to certain things and kind of, you know, because people do think like that, you know, that is a reality. But it was just, to me, it was just like, oh, these characters are like this, and it's just like a normal thing. It wasn't like brought up to like spark conversation on the issue or whatever. It's just like, no, these girls are really like colorist and really low key like racist towards like their own people of their own culture and like Nigerians and stuff. And it was just off-putting, very off-putting. It caused me not to enjoy the book as much as I think I would have. But yeah, so I think I gave the book 2 stars or 3 stars just because it was just hard for me to enjoy. Like I just really don't like that type of stuff, and it really is triggering for me personally. And so the fact that, and not to say that just because it was in the book, but it was just in there for the sake of like, this is just how these women operate, and it was no like conversation or whatever. But I did look it up, and the author is a mixed race Nigerian one, so maybe that's just her reality. You know, that's fine. But I didn't like it, so yeah, that was Wahala by Nikki May.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I read some of the reviews too, and some people on Goodreads said the same thing. Like they enjoyed it, but you know, all the like colorism and stuff, it was just kind of like eh. So yeah, that was my last book for the month.
Okay, so the last book I read for January, I did bad. I had 5 books on my TBR. I mean, I guess to you I did good.
Whatever.
But I had 5 books on my TBR. Well, 4.5. 4 and a possible.
Not 4.5.
But I only got the 3. I don't know what happened in January, and that was probably the best month I could have done some things, but it didn't happen. But the last book I did finish was Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. So, I talked about wanting to read more of his works because I really thoroughly enjoyed The House in the Cerulean Sea. So I'm really excited to read this one. So this one was about, okay, so it's a fantasy-based novel again, but it's about this lawyer, Wallace. He passes away. He's kind of like a-hole, like really not likable at all. People don't like him. He has limited friends. No friends really, and just has spent his life building a perception to other people, but the perception isn't positive. It's this very power trip he's been on his whole life. So very early in the book, he passes away.
Sorry.
Bless you. And so the story goes into basically his journey in the afterlife of So in the story, basically, he has a reaper that comes and gets him, and they take him to the ferryman, Hugo, Reaper May, ferryman Hugo, and pretty much he stays there, or he's allowed to stay there until he's ready to transition. So the theme throughout the story is that, you know, death is only the beginning. And he really has an opportunity to just really review his life and just uncover what made him the person he was, and how that impacted him, how that impacted his relationships, and ultimately who he wants to be next, even though in death, you know, even though he's dead. So I will say, overall, I enjoyed it. I really like TJ Klune's writing. I think it's very heartwarming, very touching. It has a lot of little lessons throughout, which is why I enjoy some other authors I may have compared him to. But overall, I think I enjoyed The House. I mean, not to compare them, they're not the same type of story, but I think I enjoyed The House in the Cerulean Sea more. It was more unexpected, and I feel like Under the Whispering Door, it was a little put on to me. It was like, oh, you have this unlikable character that has this journey to become, oh, I'm rooting for you type journey. Like, that was kind of expected throughout. I didn't think that, while the House in Cerulean Sea didn't really have deep character development, you had enough where you really were invested in the characters. I think it was just too much trying to make you be invested in the character in this one. So I liked it, but it was just like, okay, we get it. He's on this journey of self-discovery. We get it. So it wasn't enough to really, it was enough to make you want to root for the character, but there wasn't enough to explain like why he was changing his perspective. Like, a lot of it was hinted at that it was, you know, his connection to the ferryman Hugo, but you didn't get a glimpse into like the depths of their conversation. So I just wish the book would have been a little bit deeper, because I think when it talk about death is only the beginning, I'm expecting a little bit more depth to kind of understand the journey that someone can go on in this afterlife that is created in this book. So, yeah, it was enjoyable, but I just wish it was a little bit more substance, a little bit deeper for me. But I think anyone could enjoy him, and I will say, yes, I am enjoying his writing, so I will venture to read more of his books. So, okay. All right, that's it for what we read. Ooh. We did. Y'all see, when we read, we talk. But all right, let's get into what we will be reading for February.
You have a lot for February?
I do, and the crazy thing is February is the shortest month of the year.
Right.
Why would I have a whole list of books? But
I don't think. I have a few, but I probably
I'll start then.
Yeah.
So what I was supposed to read in January, I actually was like, okay, I don't think I'll get to it. So it's actually kind of good. And that's Will by Will Smith, because February, we tend to like to try to read books by Black authors or Black people, or discuss Black themes, because of course it's Black History Month. So why not? So I felt
this book was really good too.
Yeah, so I felt like because I didn't get to it in January, February would be a good opportunity. It is a 16-hour book, so I'm gonna try to manage my time so I can get to a good amount of books on my list. But I wrote down 7 books. Who am I? Girl. So I'm just gonna say about 4 or 5 of them. But yeah, that's Will by Will Smith.
Okay, so I have planned to read Black Buck by Mateo Askaripour. Let me see what it's about.
I'm put that on my list for later.
Yeah, it was also on like that anticipated book.
I think I've seen the cover.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it's about, but I believe it's about
like it's about Starbucks.
No, it's about this man who's like a writer.
Okay.
And yeah, he's like in the publishing or something. He's like in the publishing world and something. Okay. So yeah, that's what that's about. And I plan on reading that.
Okay, so I was gonna read Walhalla.
I think you should still read it. I want to see your opinion.
Let me know.
And it was a short book.
Okay, urge me to read it. I might read it just so we could possibly do a review if you want something more in depth. Let us know if you want a review, because we can go in depth. But I don't, because I have more of an extensive list and I want to read books I might enjoy. We'll see. Because I am too triggered by things like that. Not necessarily like I'm this huge activist or things like that, but I want everybody celebrated, and I don't like things like that. So, but I'll skip that. So I might read that. But the other book I plan to for sure read is Pet by Akwaeke Emezi. So I've been wanting to read her writing for some time. I have Freshwater, and they're shorter books, so I guess this is why I felt comfortable adding 7 books to my list, but they're shorter books. But yeah, I've heard her writing was really good. I'm not even sure what Pet is about, but hey, we'll find out. So that is, on my list.
Okay. All right, so next on my list is a book that I've had like saved to my script for a long time, and it's Halsey Street by Naima Coster. And she's a woman of color. She's a Dominican writer. It's about it says a modern day story of family and loss, and it's about a woman who has a failed career. She moves back to her hometown, and she's dealing with that. So it's been on my list for I've had it saved for a while, but I just never have opened it to read it. So I'm gonna put that. It does say African American fiction, so I'm gonna read that for this month.
All right, so that's it. That's all you got?
No, I have more.
Okay.
2 more.
Oh, I started. I forgot. All right, so another book I plan to read. I think I am going to read this one. I have enjoyed her books thus far. I didn't see the rave reviews on this one like I've seen for her previous books, but we'll find out. And that's White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. Not sure what it's about, but I've read Grown and Monday's Not Coming, so why not read it? So I'm going to check it out.
Okay. I'm going to put that on my list because I need to read some more. Okay. I'm going to read some more of hers. And okay, so next on my list is actually not, it is it's an African American book. So this one is called One True Loves. I can't read my own handwriting. One True Loves by Elise Bryant. It's actually a young adult fiction book. I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but stop. It popped up on my script as well as a suggestion for me based on books that I've read. So, I want to go ahead and check that out and see what it's giving. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if I have time, because I've already mentioned 4 books that Walhalla, it's an iffy, but I mentioned 3 for sure. So the last 2, if I have time, because these are books I will have to physically read. And I just really haven't had a good, strong opportunity to physically read books, which is why one of them we were gifted. Shout out to Jenny Jaeckel. She's been giving us her books, and we really appreciate it. We just really had time to physically read. So that's really been the hold up with that one. And then the other also I got from the library. They only had the ebook. One of our subscribers suggested it a while ago, but just had to wait to get it. And both of those books, so Jenny Jaeckel, she gifted us 18. She kind of writes about the same characters, I'm noticing. So you really get depth and detail in regards to these people she's created. So I'm really looking forward to looking into that because I have enjoyed the books that she has sent us, as well as the other one, if I have time, In Every Mirror She's Black by Lola, Akinmade. I struggle with names. I'm sorry. Oh, I couldn't be no teacher. I'd be like, Åkerström. So that was suggested to us. If I have time, I'll try to get to that as well. But again, I'm going to have to physically read it. And so I'm just going to acknowledge that's been a real challenge for me lately. I hate that, but it's the truth. So I'm trying to get back to reading my physical books. I'm trying.
I thought 7 Days of June put me back into the thing, but I feel like that one was just
it was just a good book.
But I'm trying to. It's hard.
Y'all see, we're taking the shortest month to be overly ambitious.
I know.
And watch it gonna come back. I read 2 books.
Okay.
Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we can work through these, because these are all books that I've kind of been eyeing and holding on to. Some of them have been more recently released, of course, but for the most part, a couple of them I have had on my list for some time. So hopefully we'll be able to give you a good substantial not TBR wrap up for next month, for February.
For sure.
Fingers crossed. Let us know any thoughts on any of the books we mentioned today. Let us know if you have any additional suggestions. We take them down, put them on a list. We also have a list we already have compiled. So it's kind of like, hey, so we don't want y'all to feel like we don't take y'all suggestions. We do. Let us know what you all are reading. Like this video, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you next time. Bye.